I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. More misery for a Town of Chester family whose house was damaged by Hurricane Sandy. At around 8 this morning, area firefighters responded to the residents at 342 Bellevale Lakes Road, where fire was ripping through the roof of the unoccupied home, which is reportedly owned by the Bruderhof community. Town of Chester Police Chief Dan Dollinger says the residents had been forced to move out last week due to the storm damage. Firemen were alerted when a neighbor spotted the flames.
Passerby drove by a little before 8 o'clock this morning and noticed smoke and flames coming from the roof of the house. At that point, the fire was pretty extensive. It was already going through the roof of the house, so it was difficult to save. It was kind of more of just to save the building as much as they could.
Chief, was anybody home?
No, there was nobody home here. The residents that are in this house were displaced due to storm roof damage from the Hurricane Sandy.
So they were elsewhere? They
were elsewhere, yes. The house is currently vacant.
There were no injuries reported at the fire scene and no immediate word on a possible fire cause, although it is known the blaze began in the attic near a wood stove chimney, which was damaged during the hurricane. The building inspector condemned the house, which may end up getting classified as a total loss. State police divers were in the Hudson River on the Newburgh waterfront today searching for a potential murder weapon. What authorities are looking for is the rifle allegedly used by Town of Newburgh resident Monica Mogg, who's now facing double murder charges for the shooting of her ex-boyfriend Arthur Noldachan of Washingtonville and the fatal stabbing of his current girlfriend Young Yi Kim at her home in River Edge, New Jersey, October 31st. Mogg was later arrested in Connecticut. If she's convicted of first-degree murder in New Jersey, Mogg faces up to life in prison. An ongoing contract dispute has turned into a strike by employees of Dynegy Corporation. About 115 company employees walked off the job today and threw up a picket line in front of Dynegy's Roseton and Danskammer power plants in the town of Newburgh. A spokesman for the IBEW union, which represents the workers, say retiree benefits and pensions for current employees are sticking points in the contract negotiations. We got off easy. While some hurricane-battered sections of central Jersey, Connecticut, and Long Island got up to a foot of snow from last night's nor'easter, the Hudson Valley and Catskills were spared for the most part, with the region getting anywhere from just a dusting to only a couple of inches. And the snow won't be around for long. Milder weather is moving in, and by Monday the mercury could hit 60 degrees. More on that in a couple of minutes. Elsewhere, the state's emergency management director has lost his job over his actions during Hurricane Sandy. Governor Andrew Cuomo fired Stephen Kerr for directing crews to clean up the driveway of his home on Long Island. He got the pink slip after the governor was told Kerr had called a crew and shifted their work assignment to his home, where they removed a downed tree from his driveway. Kerr had been state emergency management director for about a year and had the responsibility of coordinating crews to respond to state disasters. The firing came following the governor's criticism of the slow progress being made by utility companies in restoring power to impacted customers. It's certainly not like it was a week ago, but some places in the Hudson Valley are still seeing stations run out of gas. This morning, most gas pumps in the village of Chester had again run dry and were blocked off. Chester Town Supervisor Steve Newhouse says it's all because thousands of Hurricane Sandy victims in New Jersey and New York still don't have power, and some of them are continuing to head up the Quickway so they can fill tanks and containers.
Our location is unique. We're right off 17, so we are a very big destination for people that are still having gas issues. So we are getting pounded. As soon as they get filled up with a tanker, a lot of people are there filling up their personal generator gas and also their cars. So we still see an issue, but thankfully it's nothing like it was last week. So there is a good, bright light at the end of the tunnel.
Newhouse and other officials say it's a temporary inconvenience for local residents that will come to an end soon. A local case of gas rage will be heading to the court soon. It involves the recent arrest of a Washingtonville man for hitting a police officer with his car while he was waiting in a gas line. According to police, Village of Washingtonville officer Daniel Greck was intentionally struck by a car driven by 62-year-old Robert Rabinowitz, who'd gotten upset when told he'd have to get in line if he wanted gas. The officer was hit while directing traffic and had to be treated at a local hospital for his injuries. Rabinowitz has been charged with felony reckless endangerment, assault, and obstructing governmental administration. Well, the election may be over, but a controversy continues to brew in New Windsor, where supporters of Councilwoman-elect Bonnie Brennan want to know who was behind political ads that appeared in a local weekly paper that portrayed her as someone with a criminal record. Brennan defeated Republican Councilman Jack D'Angelo, who said he had no prior knowledge of the mailer and offered no further comment. Brennan's mugshot had been taken in March as part of a domestic violence case that was later dismissed. Last night, Brennan's supporters, including members of the Democratic Alliance, came to a town board meeting last night in an unsuccessful attempt to get D'Angelo to resign immediately. 2 protesters were removed by police, and the appearance of the group led to a shutdown of the meeting. And it's the latest telephone scam designed to separate you from your money, and it's being played out these days in Pike County, PA, where people are getting phone calls from a con artist who identifies himself as a court representative. He tells callers they have been held in contempt of court for failing to report to jury duty, and that they've been fined $500, and that they are now required to make an immediate electronic payment of the fine. If a juror does fail to appear at a jury selection without a proper excuse, he or she will not be held in contempt until a formal hearing is held, and you would get notice of that in the mail. We'll be getting what we deserve on Friday and the weekend, some nice warmer weather. Friday will be mostly sunny with temperatures reaching the low 50s. Saturday will be partly sunny and even milder, with the highs reaching the upper 50s. When news breaks, you will find it right here at Record Online. And stay on top of what's happening in your world by reading tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.